Hello, and welcome once again to Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. My name's Tony. I'm here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office taking care of children from birth to age 19. They support this program with a grant that they've received from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. So, thank you very much for joining me today. This is our third October episode. We have been warriors, we have been balanced, and this week we are kind. So that's what today's yoga routine is going to be all about, is being kind, not only to others, but also to yourself as well. Now, you'll see the little pink bandana here. We are still supporting the Susan G. Komen Foundation, who they have a lot of good research on breast cancer treatments, different things for lifestyles for breast cancer, and we are still in very big support of breast cancer awareness this month. Also note that this is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so that's why it's very important not just to be kind to people who are sick, but to be kind to everyone, whether they are friends, family, co-workers, people that you see on the street. It's important that you are kind from you to them in earnest. So, for our routine today, you'll probably need a little space. So if you need to clear off some furniture, that's fine. If you would like, you can use a mat. It's totally not necessary, but if you don't have a mat, that's okay. You can use a towel, a blanket, or even just the bare floor. My feet are a little cold today, so I am going to use my mat today. We're going to have some big movements coming down to small movements, bringing that kindness and compassion within as well as without. So once you have your area cleared and you have enough space for you and everyone else that's working with you here, so that you're not going to hit each other or knock each other down, then we are ready to begin. Now, first, what we're going to do is we're going to set our intention to be kind to ourselves, others around us, and everyone we come into contact with. So to do that, I'd like you to stand in your mountain pose, where your feet are under your knees are under your hips are under your shoulders, and your ears are over your shoulders. All right, your arms are at your side. This is a nice, relaxed mountain pose. Now, to come to a gentle standing pose, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center in prayer. And I want you to take 3 deep, full body, deep belly breaths. Like breathe all the way down into your belly in here. Okay? So inhale. Exhale. I am kind. Inhale. Exhale. I am kind. Last time, inhale, exhale, I am kind. Wonderful. Now, to get us ready to move, let's go ahead and synchronize our breath with our movements. As we breathe in, try to bring your hands up towards the sky, all overhead. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back down. Let's make this movement just a little bit bigger. Okay, so you're going to inhale, part your hands, reach all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your hands back down. Last time, inhale, bring your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, drop all the way down to the floor. And kind of hang here for about 3 breaths. There's no rush. There's no need to make your breaths as long as possible nor as short as possible. But once you've had your 3 breaths, go ahead and bend your knees forward. Arch your back all the way up, inhaling as you go, reaching your hands all the way up towards the sky, and then exhaling, bringing your hands down towards the floor one more time. Again, big movements to little movements, big postures to little postures. Okay, last breath. Bend your knees, bring yourself all the way up, reach for the sky. Can anyone name the character who says that? Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. If you said Woody from Toy Story, you would be right. Last time we're down here at the floor. 3 breaths. And then bend your knees forward. Inhale, bringing your hands all the way up to the sky. And exhale, just let your hands float down to the sides. Wonderful. So you're ready to kind of move here. So we're going to go from small to big and then big to small. Are you ready? So going from small to big, we started off in our mountain pose. Bigger, we're going to step our feet out in a nice wide stance. Bring our arms out level with the ground. Turn your palms forward. You got this? Wonderful. So now we're going to bring our hands to heart center in prayer while we bend our knees in a nice little frog pose. So we're going to breathe in all the way out and big. Exhale all the way down into a nice frog pose. Let's do this a couple more times. Inhale all the way out and big. Exhale all the way down to frog pose. Last time. Inhale all the way out. Exhale all the way in. Go ahead and bring your hands to the floor, keeping your legs and knees bent. Let your head just kind of hang there. Kind of shake it left to right if you want to, or you can nod it yes, or shake it no. Then when you're ready, straighten up your legs, making sure that your toes are pointing forward. Okay? If doing that brings your hands up off the floor, that is A-OK. Remember, we are being kind today. So this is a half big, half small pose. We're kind of turned inside. So to come outside, let's go ahead and turn our feet out. So our toes are not straight out, just kind of out at an angle. And we're going to lean over to our left side. Kind of makes this a smaller pose in a way, doesn't it? But we are being kind by not overdoing it here. One more breath. And then straighten up that leg again. Bring your hands to the center. Hang out here for about 3 to 5 breaths. If this is not challenging, you're welcome to bring your hands up and just kind of hang and dangle right there. Give yourself a little rock forward and back. You're going to really feel that stretch in your lower back. And then when you're ready, hands back down. Walk them over to the right foot. The springs again kind of brings you down a little bit. So it makes the pose smaller. And then, after 3 breaths, we bring it back to the center. And it's a little bit bigger. So big to small, small to big. One more breath. And then bend your knees, bringing your hips down. Come up to frog again. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your side. Wonderful. Why don't you give yourself a hug? Nice big broad hug. Ooh. You can feel that stretch between your shoulder blades by giving yourself some love. That's very kind, isn't it? All right, all hugged out on this side. Go ahead and bring your hands down and then give yourself a hug with the opposite hand on top. Giving yourself this wonderful love, this kind, loving gesture for yourself. Now, if you are practicing with someone, you can give them a hug. And if you have a big Italian family like mine, it's a hug with the flaps. And a hug with the flaps. All right, if you're all hugged out now, nice and kind and loved, feeling that nice warmth build up inside of you? Perfect. So now, let us bring our hands out, palms forward. This is our star pose. Okay, everybody there? So from here, we're going to bend our left knee and look. Stand up, look to the front. Bend our right knee, look to the right. And stand up, looking to the front. So this is kind of like a a bit of a warrior dance, a little bit. But both of our feet are at an angle, not straight out, so it's a little bit of a adjustment. It is a modified warrior. So bend and look and up. Bend and look and up. Let's do that a couple more times. Left and up. Right and up. Last time. Left and up. Right and up. Now let's make this really small, okay? How do we make that small? We bring our arms in, hands to heart center in prayer, and walk your feet in. Here we go. And you are as small a footprint as you can be. So we've gone from big to small. Go ahead and take a few breaths here. And again, remember that we set our intention to be kind. Wonderful. Now, let's see if we can imitate Superman. Yeah! Because Superman protects everyone, and that's very kind and compassionate, isn't it? All right. So to do that, we're going to widen our stance a little bit. Going to turn our foot out to the left. Going to bring our arms out again, making it really, really big. Going to bring our backhand foot together with our left. Bring our hands up overhead. Bend that front knee. Open up that back leg. And you're in Warrior One. And to get to the Superman pose, you're going to bend that back knee and push off to be Superman. Wonderful. This is a very big pose. How do we break it smaller? We bring our elbows and knees in. And then stretch out one more time. Elbows and knees in. Stretch out. Bring that back foot back. Hands up. Turn to the front. Give yourself a hug. Oh, that was so good. You think we could do that on the other side? I think we can. Excellent. So now, again, semi-wide stance. Turn your right foot out. Bend that right knee. Arms wide. Bring that left hand over to the right. Bring your hands up. You're in Warrior One. And then, to get into that Superman pose, we bend that back leg and push off into our Superman pose. It's a very big pose. So to make it smaller, bring our elbows and knee in and then out. And elbows and knee in and out. One more time. Elbows and knee in and out. Bring that back foot back. Arms up. Turn to the front. Nice star pose. And let's make this really small. Okay, let's fold forward. Bring our hands to the ground. Bend our knees so we're nice and little frog pose. Bring your hands up to heart center in prayer. And up all the way to the sky. Exhale. Bring your hands down to your sides. Okay, so now we've done our Superman, big and small. We've done our frog, big and small. We've done our star. So one of the combinations that can get really big and really small happens to be from a downward facing dog. Do you remember how to do that? Well, let's go ahead and stand on one end of the mat or just stand to one side. Okay. Bring your hands down towards the ground. Walk them forward. And then let your head hang down. The purpose here is to have your hips reaching up towards the sky to stretch your hamstrings and your hips, and it's also going to strengthen your shoulders up here on the top. Now, to make this really big, you're going to lift one leg all the way up. Make it reach towards the sky. And then bring it down. Then do the same thing with the other leg. Bring it up. This makes a really big pose. And then bring it down. Let's do it a couple more times, okay? Left foot up towards the sky. Try to keep your hips from turning out. And down. Right foot up. Again, don't let your hips turn and twist. That can hurt your back. And then bring it down. Last time. Left foot up. Nice big downward facing dog. A 3-legged dog here. And bring your foot down. Last time on the right. Bring that right foot up. Nice big posture here. And then bring it down. Wonderful. Now, let's make this even smaller. Let's go ahead and bring our knees down to the ground. Reach your hands forward and rest in a nice child's pose. If you want to make this even smaller, bring your arms back. Nice, restful child's pose. One of the smallest poses you can get into. Then when you're ready, go ahead and bring your hands down. Push yourself up to hero's pose, which is kneeling down, like so. So we have been Superman. We have been frogs. We have been a 3-legged dog. We have gone from the star to a frog and back. So what could we possibly do to show kindness to ourselves now? Well, I like to sit in a comfortable posture. So for me, that means I'm on my bottom, either in easy pose or crisscross applesauce, or in the bound angle pose, which is, when both of your feet, the soles of your feet are touching. Now this is my favorite because it gives me a nice stretch all through the hips here. But if it's not comfortable for you, you can always go back to your crisscross applesauce. So from here, to show ourselves kindness, let us do some torso stretches, okay? So we're going to breathe in, bringing our hands up overhead, and then exhale, bring them back. Give yourself a nice overhead stretch. And then breathe in all the way up. And this time as you breathe out, let's bring our hands over to the left-hand side. If you're watching me on a screen, it's probably looking like your right side, but that's okay. We can mirror each other. And then breathe in, bring your hands up overhead. Breathe out, bring your hands over to the right or left, depending on which side you started with. Breathe in, bring your hands up overhead. Breathe out. This time, reach forward. Just go as far as your body's able to go. If your body can't do a particular thing, that's okay. We're going to be kind to ourselves and honor our body and what it can and cannot do. Breathe in, sit upright, and breathe out and let everything just settle in. Wonderful. Now, let's spread our feet into a nice V for sitting, okay? And again, we're going to try to go from big to small. And to do that, we're going to let our fingers down on the floor in front of us and let them walk out as far as we're comfortable walking. And then we're going to hold this for about 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale, and let your fingers walk yourself up. Right, these little fingers, this is October, you can imagine they're spiders walking all over the place. And that can be fun. And fun is often kind. Just don't try to play tricks on people because that's not so kind. All right, now get your spiders, sit up, breathe in, stretch your spine tall, turn and face a foot, and let your spiders walk all the way down to your toes. Now, if you can't quite reach your toes, that's fine. You can always reach whatever part of your leg you have access to. And you're going to feel a nice stretch here on the back of your leg. After 3 breaths, you're going to let your spiders walk all the way back. Inhale, lengthen and straighten your spine, turning forward. And then over to your right side. Exhale, let your spiders walk all the way down to your toes. Just go as far as your body's willing to go. Stay here for about 3 breaths. And then as you inhale, let those spiders walk back. Lengthen and straighten your spine. Exhale and face forward. Okay. Now, let's take our left hand, put it on the floor next to us, fingers pointing out. Inhale, raise your right hand. Exhale, reach to the left. You can feel that nice stretch down your whole side. We're going to hang out here for about 3 breaths. And then you're going to inhale, bringing that hand up. Exhale, let it down to your side. Next inhale, you're going to bring the opposite hand up. And then exhale and reach to the other side. Again, this is kind of big and small at the same time. Because it's big stretch. Really, really big stretch all along the side. And then as you inhale, bring your hand up. Exhale, bring your hand down. You've made yourself small again. Wonderful. So let's bring our feet in to a nice, small posture. And let's bring our hands to prayer at heart center here. So, we have been kind through big and small movements. Now let's be kind to ourselves mentally and emotionally. So I want you to take a moment. You can close your eyes and think to yourself, I am kind. I am kind. And I want you to imagine yourself doing something today that is kind to you, your mom or dad, friends or family, or just someone you happen to meet. What's one way you can be kind today? Remember, everybody's going through something. There might be work stresses or family stresses or personal stresses. Everyone has something that's going on in the background. So it's important to always be kind to others, no matter what their responses might be, no matter how kind or unkind they are to you. By being kind to them, you're showing your compassion. Because you can't control what other people do, think, how they act, how they feel. The only thing you can control is you. That's a powerful thing. So I want you to breathe that power in, breathe out any doubts, and remember to be kind to yourself and others. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed our We Are Kind routine. My name is Tony. I am here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. We are sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office taking care of children from birth to age 19. They fund us through a grant that they receive from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. So I hope that you have enjoyed so far our breast cancer awareness series, and we're trying to be aware of domestic violence as well. And also be aware of your mental state so that you too can be kind. Until next week, I hope you enjoy this routine and the rest of them that we produce. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, namaste.